Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the TFTuesday Podcast. My name is Zil. I'm joined here today by the TF Illuminati to give a review on Furnal Equinox 2023, which we all have a lot of thoughts on. Before we get into that, just a reminder, as always, that if you would like to support us, you can subscribe to the Patreon at patreon.com/TFTuesdayPod. It's a great way to interact with us. You can join our server and lavish myself and K-Libra with all of the wonderful comments as to how we do a wonderful job. It's a great time.
Yeah, it's really nice. Even a little bit of contention is also nice.
Yeah, we like contention.
Someone likes contention.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we're really excited to talk about Furnal Equinox, which was the most convention of the year so far, I must say. Listen, I'll be up front. We have a lot of thoughts on the convention, and overall I think we all had a great time, but there were definitely a lot of things to discuss and break down, not only from a TF lens, but also in general. But maybe we'll start with the folks who came to the furry convention for the first time. So, I don't know, TigerTwins, you want to kick it off, Steph?
Sure thing. This is the first furry convention I've ever went to. I've been to Comic-Con in New York in Javits Center, and that's a madhouse, but this was a completely different experience. It's really amazing to see fursuits up close and in person.
Yeah.
And everybody's very huggy, which was shocking.
That's also the culture, pretty much.
Yeah, hugs, ooh. But it was really, really fun to just see how this small, I guess the furry fandom isn't small, but just to see a section of fandom come out and show up in such numbers is really a treat, and everybody was really kind of friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it was Elevator Con, people were mostly people were friendly about letting you get on the elevator and encouraging you to use maybe the stairs, or, hey, did you know about the service elevator? That we're not supposed to take those.
That was a game changer.
That changed the whole game.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to everybody who went to the dealer's den, because you guys are all so talented. Every dealer at Furnal Equinox had me squeaking. Seriously, it was incredible. I know that an Animorph was there. They're
Oh yeah, they do amazing stuff.
It was amazing. Also, an Animorph's panel was excellent.
Yeah.
So that for everybody who's in the TF sphere, I think you might know who that person is. But if not,
there's a recording actually online of that panel, of not obviously the one from Furnal, but a version of that panel, and everyone should watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, it's about the history of TF and everything, and I thought that was amazing.
Yep, and it was funny because I had found that I stumbled across that a couple weeks before, and I was like, "Hey Zil, want to comb through this sometime and maybe talk about it?" And it's just oh, this is just a condensed version of the video. I'm like, oh, okay.
Let me just sweeten the pot for those of you who are I don't really think that history is whatever. Holy werewolves. Canonical holy werewolves.
It's true.
It is real, so you should check that shit out.
Fucking Christian werewolves.
Yes.
Praise Shamash.
Praise Shamash.
Shamash. And now we have our other guest here, Pessimist. Yeah, it was her first convention, her first furry convention anyway.
It was. And I'm very sorry for my voice. I am currently congested as fuck.
Concrete is hit.
Try to keep your hand away from your mouth just a little bit.
We are we're at a fucking where I'm also it's definitely been a convention.
The most convention ever.
Yeah, I haven't been to a convention since SakuraCon in 2014. That's when my egg cracked.
Which we do love.
I do love it.
Was SakuraCon Garugamesh?
Yes.
Garugamesh.
Yes, that one. That very exact one.
That's amazing.
I know. The thing that I was kind of weird about it, because I felt like I was very out of place, because everyone had such wild fucking costumes and this fucking personalities and acting and just really, really interesting shit. But I'm here in a fucking gross green parka and they can't breathe. And I'm definitely like kind of out of place, but nobody stopped to talk to me, so I'm guessing I didn't look much like a Congo, or more like a hotel guest.
Okay, but girl, when there were people who came up who, like, when they found out who you were, they were like, "Oh my God, I love your stuff." When we were in the zoo.
For those of you who are listening who do not know who Pessimist is, change that relatively quickly. if you
Yeah.
can.
Don't worry, you're gonna go after this recording and you're gonna look up her stuff and you're gonna be impressed.
To be
Transform into a person who has seen her on
Yes,
Yes.
transform into a person with
You should know right now I'm 4chan famous, so that should tell you what's going on.
It's not a glowing review.
No,
But to be fair, you did suit at one point. We all went to
It's
the
true.
there was a Magpie Bones meet, and Magpie Bones makes incredible suits, masks and everything else, like under the sun. God bless that woman. Shamash bless that woman.
Shamash bless that woman.
And there was a photo booth on that, so if you guys go, I forgot what the link is for the photo booth.
Yeah, we'll find it.
But like, there was a really great session of like all the people who had Magpie Bone suits, and Pess was a deer there, and she was lovely. We also had Cataena there, and she had her. You had the snow leopard one.
Yeah.
And I wore the only suit that I have, which is the tiger.
Yeah.
Just repping that tiger energy.
I had the coyote mask again, generously furnished by Cataena to go with the rest of the partial pieces that I actually own, because I do not have a head as of yet. Sad face. But,
Sad face. Cataena is actually one of the founding members of the TF Illuminati.
Yes,
In
this
case
is
y'all
true.
did not know, please go check her out on Twitter.
I transformed everyone for the Magpie meetup.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Provided like the 5 or 6 faces for
Yes,
everyone.
exactly.
yeah, flesh crafting expert.
Yeah,
It's
that's
Flesh
right.
crafting mistress. But yeah, how did you feel about the convention this year?
I enjoyed it. The only thing that was the elevators. If only we could just Spider-Man down the side of the building.
I know.
That
would be better.
literally was what I was thinking about as
Yeah.
I was waiting 15 minutes to go downstairs.
So, for context to our listeners, basically what happened was about 20 or 25% of the hotel was under construction, and so a lot of people were staying in the North Tower, given that a lot of the South Tower was not occupiable. There was obviously still people in the South Tower, but that combined with the fact that Furnal Equinox had a 50% increase in their guests year over year meant that the North elevators were fucking slammed, and there were only 4 of them compared to the 6 that the South Tower had. So people were spending crazy amounts of time waiting for the elevators and all of the shenanigans that would ensue from that.
There was we all got into the elevator at one point. We had to go up to the 30th floor to go downstairs.
Down. Yeah. That was fucking wild.
Yeah. Really quick, I also want to shout out to the really cool people that I met. I met Shatani, who was really awesome. I met Gabriel Moon, who was a former guest, and that was really fun. Oh god, there were so many people. I think we met Howlitzer. There was a Howlitzer. Cobalt K?
Yeah.
Cobalt K was there.
Very cool person.
It was this Angerboda was there. There was
Angerboda was
the
there.
TF
ABCD.
Yeah. Everybody was out in force. That is why it's called TF Con,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we have all the TF people show up. It's just how it
Literally,
be.
Toronto
Yeah.
is TF City.
It is TF.
Yes.
Officially.
It's true.
I mean, literally, yes, it is. Because, I came here from New York to be transformed for the Magpie Bones meet, so...
It was pretty great.
Yeah, it was.
Well, now I want to turn it to you, Libra, because you are an experienced con goer, as am I, of course, and I know that your feelings on this convention were very different than I think some of your past impressions were. So I'd like to get a sense as to what your perspective was on it and, what kind of thoughts you brought away from the convention.
It definitely was. Everybody was like, it was the most convention. It was definitely way more fucking hectic, and goddamn, I used to feel just kind of like a little strung out, being like, oh, we gotta attend this, we gotta attend that. But now it was a matter of just can we just go somewhere?
Yeah.
Can we just go to a place? And then, of course, we were trying to make up for that with some other solutions, which apparently was not the right thing to do. and I don't really give a fuck because nobody told me anything. And if something says employees only, then I won't go there. I'll say that. But it was pretty good, especially since I got to go with everybody here that you see and some people that were not able to make it for this recording. And it really made me feel like I could enjoy myself in that space. I often talk about not belonging, and I could still feel that. So I'm very grateful for everybody who came with me and just kind of like made me feel like it was even more worth the time. I usually go around with Jack, and I help her change as well. But this year it was a little different, where she had her other partner, and they helped each other change back and forth, which was good.
You left your hands free for changing other people.
Yeah,
This is true.
My
hands were useless almost all time.
I made Zill's hands completely useless with some nice hooves.
It's true. It was great.
Yeah,
That was incredible. Walking through the through the zoo with just like keep holding my hand.
Yeah, because we also could. So Steph and I couldn't wear glasses for that one.
Yeah.
And it was literally like neither of us could fucking see
Yeah.
more than like a few feet in front of us, and we're like, "Girl, I don't know where we're going, but we're going somewhere."
We're going somewhere.
blind
Zil had-
actually leading the blind.
Yeah.
Zill had no eyes and Zill had no hands because they had thick hooves that could not feel or
Yes.
manipulate much. So that was fun.
It was great. I could not check my phone. I could not do anything. It was glorious. That was the most unplugged I've ever been in my entire life, and I liked it. So
So I do love turning people into pigs.
this is
Yes,
true. It's
it's
very
true.
good. Very good.
Because maybe you can be transformed sometime too.
I will be transformed someday.
We did transform her into a deer temporarily, don't
Oh,
we?
you did?
Yes.
Okay, so you got
Yeah.
a touch of that.
Yeah.
Temporarily, no full still hands though. So I
Yeah.
still got to film with my
It
phone.
was a mild TF.
We can fix that next time.
Oh, we can.
We
Yeah,
can. We have the technology.
it's true.
And the magic.
And the capability.
We're not
Um,
cavemen anymore.
Just use potions.
to also like go to what what was more relevant. The
Mhm.
TF meet and greet hosted by
Yes.
Zil.
Yes.
For anybody that isn't aware.
Me and Four Paws. Yeah.
Yeah, and very quick description is exactly what it sounds like. You go there, you talk to people, variety of topics that you choose or just like laid out at the beginning, and you do as you will, you mingle as you please.
Yeah.
It was almost a disaster.
Yeah, so for context, I've done the meet and greet 2 years in a row now with Four Paws, who is a very wonderful person who has helped to kind of co-run these things. And so last year, when we ran this, essentially we had a room that was a very good size and a setup that's ideal for the meetup that we run. The format basically being that you can congregate into different topics based on the area in which you are standing in the room, or ideally sitting around like tables. And so last year we had a format where we had a nice room, we had a number of tables, people could sit around them and talk about specific topics that had been selected by those in attendance. So, if you want to talk about pool toy TF, like I always do, you would go to the pool toy TF table, or you could go to the were creature table, or what have you. This year, unfortunately, we were given a room that was half the size and did not have any tables nor any easily conducively changed setup to mirror that kind of thing.
It was antithetical to TF.
It was antithetical, and unfortunately we couldn't TF the room into being bigger or ourselves into being smaller, so we just had to make do.
But what you ended up doing was making people actually change it anyway.
Yes.
You see, the creative solution was thought up by two parts. One of the attendees to the panel, and by Four Paws, who said, everybody just take your chairs and do what you're going to do so you can talk to each other.
Yeah.
And that worked out pretty well. I did end up volunteering a little bit.
Yeah, you were helping.
And that felt nice. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Depending on how things go, I'm willing to
Yeah.
do it again.
So there's one thing that you two didn't see, because you didn't actually leave the room during the panel, right?
Yeah.
Was that TF panel spread out the entire pier.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so all the groups were starting to form in the hallway leading up to the TF panel because we could not fit in the room.
Yeah,
So we didn't get to socialize outside.
That's
yeah,
true.
that was so anybody who actually did come to the TF panel, if you felt squished and everything, I think sorry nobody could really get in and talk, but hopefully next year they'll give you a better room. I'm seriously like, I took pictures of how packed that room was.
I could not fit.
Yeah.
I took a step into the room, and apologies, but I had to
like
leave.
no.
Yeah. So if y'all were in the TF meet and greet,
Give that feedback, please.
Yes.
I think also it just made it harder for the people to like go around and congregate because all the chairs were in like very, very tight circles.
Yeah.
No one really felt like they could like get out or go in.
You see, that was the thing that I was trying to remedy. If I saw like 2 empty seats, which people often did, I would take one away so that there'd be a break in the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sort of helped because then I
It
noticed
did
a few people would come and sit down.
Yeah. No, that definitely helped because for Pause and me in particular, like our chief concerns during the running of the panel is one, you know, when people come in, how do we explain to them what's going on and make sure they understand like where to go. And the second concern is making sure that conversations are flowing in each of the groups. So we'll often be going around and like involving ourselves in the discussions if we see that a group is maybe faltering and being like, oh, so you know, XTF that they're talking about in that group, how can we continue to facilitate continued discussion on that topic? And so it made it challenging to also be thinking about the chair angle. So that was what you did, Libra, was really helpful from that perspective because I mean it was just so much was going on in such a fucking small space, and it was I really wish they would have given us a bigger room. This is not the first time. I mean, this has happened at MFF too, so it's not like, you know, this is all on FE, but when we have a good room, it makes a world of a difference.
it does.
It was a new team. They weren't familiar.
Yeah.
But I am going to say I was really pissed off that we didn't know what was going to happen with. We were supposed to have a panel dedicated to this podcast. At least we were intending to. We did not get notice that we were not going to get it until like
2 weeks before. Yeah,
about 2 weeks before.
Yeah, they only sent out the rejections 2 weeks before, which was frustrating given that I already had like started planning potentially for like topics for us to talk about and all that good stuff, and then it was like throw it in the garbage.
And if we wanted to make it good, we would have needed a lot of time for preparation. If we had been very responsible, planned like a month or two ahead, we would have wasted our time and effort and probably money.
Yeah.
Like IRL transformations we could have done.
Yeah.
We could have done.
And there would have it would have been wonderful to actually have that panel there because, like Jack said, being like Cataena said,
Jack is Cataena.
Jack
Hello.
is oh no.
Doxed.
But like having that, like being able to show how you can use things like props and things like that just to show that you are in mid TF, like that's a big thing. Like
I could have brought my box of transformation props. I have several dozen things we could have shown off.
Very many.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be expensive. Like you can live your TF dreams. I promise.
I'm currently wearing my $5 elf ears that look amazing.
That we got at like a fucking
there's
it was like a little street fair. Yeah.
They're not coming off until I take them off of you.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, you can do so many different things with like the very basic of things, and it can make a world of a difference in terms of your interaction
We can
with
set
it.
up an altar at the panel.
Oh.
And what if we use something to record it so we could put it on YouTube?
Yeah, that would be
For the
cool.
people who would be willing to join there.
If they consent to being.
No, I just
recorded.
need the stage. Not just like I wouldn't record attendees.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah,
Well, that would be good. Y'all could see our wonderful, beautiful mugs. It would be great.
Depending what shape they're in.
Exactly.
No, everybody here is gorgeous as fuck, regardless of what form you take. So I'm not taking any criticism at this
I've been
time.
told. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
Always, forever.
It was a wonderful time. I even got a little surprised that like a couple of people actually wanted to like meet me. I've had 2 people. Cobalt K was around and said that, wanted to say hi to me before the convention was over at least. Didn't expect that. So thanks, Cobalt, if you're listening. I appreciate that. Maybe we'll get the chance to talk next time, but I know that, we probably got separated in like different groups and stuff. And there was one other fan, and I saw them.
He was with
again.
Cobalt K. They were playing a game in the zoo.
But then I was like,
I started with a Z, and I'm forgetting. what the name is.
but it was like, but I would have talked to him. I just saw them playing a game. I'm like, leave him alone. Probably noticed me like right there at the table.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe I'll catch you next time. I appreciate that, but I also know it was hard to notice because the badges this time had like no fucking way to read your name.
Yeah, the badges.
Cardboard badges.
Look,
Yeah,
The non-laminated cardboard badges.
There was a message during the convention because clearly people were having issues with their badges. I mean, I stained mine with fucking roadie on like the first day, so that was like, okay,
Felix folded
great.
his.
Yeah, it was like, all right, cool. This is just gonna have a permanent roadie stain now. Okay, all right. Anyways, there was a message in the official chat that was like, oh yeah, you know, we've heard that our badges aren't durable. You can always get them laminated in the dealer's den for a price because there's people selling that, and we're all like, really?
thanks, you cheeky fucks. I don't know if any of you listen to this, but you're cheeky motherfucking assholes for that. Do not do that again. That ain't cute. You are too big to be making those little fucking targeted jokes. All right.
Speaking of being too big, congratulations on Furnal for becoming the 10th largest furry convention
Yeah, that
in
was
the
wild.
world. Congratulations, with 3,300 and something attendees.
Yeah, which was like, it was again a 50% increase from the prior year because last year they only had like 2,200 or
Oh
something.
my god,
so,
that's crazy.
yeah, it's fucking wild.
Amazing.
You know, I really wonder how it's going to be next year because anything that we didn't get to do, we're going to try for it.
Oh, absolutely.
And now that we have way more time to think about it, we can get a little ambitious.
Yeah.
Try something.
Well, there was one thing I think that I do want to mention because of how monumental it is as someone who has been in the TF fandom for such a long time. We understand that Andrew Rinaldi was in attendance at the convention.
Yes.
And I gotta say, for those who don't know, Andrew Rinaldi has gone by many names over the years. Often Big Lion or Big Cat with the
Big
year at the
Pokemon.
end. Big Pokemon, Werewolf 2012, whatever. And I cannot believe that he actually was in attendance at a convention. I didn't see him. I think Pez was the only one who actually saw him.
I caught him.
Spotted.
The TF cryptid, you caught him.
I caught him. It was like looking at Sasquatch. It was fucking awesome.
Beautiful.
And I cannot believe that he came to. I think for me, what's so wild about that is he almost exists as an enigma and a state of mind more than anything in my brain. And so to know that he is a living, breathing person who comes to conventions is just it fucking sends me.
Are you feeling Andrew Rinaldi today? Because you're saying the state of mind.
I kind of am, yeah, I don't know.
Do you want us to draw you like dog?
Yeah, draw me like dog. Hi,
Alright.
nice, cool art.
I'm going.
Hi there, cool drawing.
Hey, listen. I'm going to be. I really want to be the one to say this because I can't believe it. The reason we knew he was there was because he contacted me. And
Yeah.
he gave me the old high cool drawing, and I'm just like, today I want to see what will happen.
You woke up and chose violence.
Because
Yes.
I very easily have ignored those messages for a long time, but I thought, today is a day where I will see what happens. And I did not expect to be told in no uncertain terms that he'd be attending the convention and that he was nervous. And I think that it is important for people to know that despite his notoriety, he's actually a fucking human being. I wonder how self-aware he is. I did really want to talk to him. I know he's done fucked up stuff with chargebacks.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a human being who's fucked over a lot of artists out of their hard-earned money. So, I really wanted to talk to him so that I could actually be do a bit of an interview and be like, so, you've scammed many people over the years. What about that?
And
But,
also, yeah, and people don't realize, and Pez also can attest to some of this, but for anybody who's aware of how he writes, which is very broken English is not his second language. We're strongly speculating dyslexia because
He talks like a very, very normal person. I overheard him talking. He does not speak at all like he types. It's quite insane. He's also very energetic. That was not something I expected.
That's wild to me.
It's really fucking crazy.
Can I interrupt this programming to talk? Can we talk about the naked ballerina?
oh yeah.
I think
So-
we have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so two things because I'd like it to punctuate this.
Yes.
There was at least we don't really know what happened. Apparently, somebody called in like a bluff or something, or maybe something happened involving a gunman.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know for sure, but based on what I have seen on Twitter, some people have said or claimed allegedly that someone had shouted that there was a gun or something of the sort, and so the Con Hotel called the police. And again, allegedly, police came through to like clear the con with like rifles out and everything. And honestly, it sounded like it was really fucking traumatic for the people who were there.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you. It's like it happened at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, it was like 3 a.m. So like I was fucking passed out. I was not awake for any of this. But you know, it was you know, it's I don't want to say.
The official response was attendees moved down the escalators away from the South Tower. Moved across the lobby and then back upstairs towards the Skybridge, the convention center. Hotel security called Toronto Police Services immediately following the incident. The Nightingales responded shortly after hearing the attendees. They secured the area. They performed a sweep. So there's no official word of what exactly happened.
Yeah, we don't know.
And what bothers me about that statement is I understand, I really do understand that these conventions need to like protect themselves legally, but when they delayed putting out a statement and then put one out the next morning and it doesn't even say what like actually sparked the incident, all it's going to do is encourage more speculation. And one of the common things I heard on social media, or at least saw people saying, was that when the statement was put out in that way, it almost delegitimized the experience that they had at 3 a.m. where they were like separated from people they cared about and didn't know what was going on and actually thought there may have actively been a shooter. So I understand that the convention's under like legal like ramifications for putting out things, but I really wish that if they were going to wait on putting out a statement, they waited until they actually could fucking say something.
I'm really gonna say these guys did not seem like they knew how to handle like this kind of a stressful situation. Yeah. It's really, really fucking irresponsible that they didn't like have any transparency.
From what I understand, the security that was employed by the con did move effectively and work with the Toronto police, but I just mean the PR. I personally just am wondering about the PR section where it's like, can you just say what happened? Can you just say this was what was alleged, at least?
Yeah.
Because all we heard about that morning was what the hell happened at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I heard 7 different stories. Somebody was like, someone said that there was a bomb threat called in, someone said there was a gun.
Well, that's what they said, stop spreading rumors, basically, until they figure out what happened.
I know.
Like, that's the official response from the con. Like, please do not spread rumors. But we will let you know when,
If there's people who are on social media telling their truth and saying, this is what happened to me, it was traumatizing, and now you've put out a statement that is delegitimizing my trauma, like, I'm sensitive to that. Because I'm like, what the fuck?
Because based on the stories, what it sounds like what happened was a SWAT. Like, it sounded like a swatting
thing. And the other thing I worry about, and just to kind of build on what you were saying, like, they like coordinated, like the security I think did do a good job, but what I think about is the fact that this is happening on the heels of what happened at Vancouver when they had an alleged bomb threat called in from someone in the US, and they had to, again, like, get everyone out of the building. It was very traumatizing for the people who were, like, caught in the mix and didn't know what was happening, and that con still eventually said what happened. So I don't understand why there's a disconnect, but more importantly, my concern is that this is going to be more of a common thing moving forwards for furry conventions, and that is concerning to me, because if this is going to be more of a common occurrence, then there needs to be a better strategy as to how to communicate to people what is going on, both in the moment and after the fact.
Yeah, please do not be doing this with the future conventions, FE staff, because that is, I don't like that. Don't be like the government. This isn't Area 51 shit. You gotta tell people what's really going on.
Just to build on that really quickly, it does make me worry a lot about like what is going to happen with U.S. conventions, considering the rising tide of gun violence in the United States.
Yeah.
And just like you can't go to a grocery store nowadays without being afraid that you're going to get, gacked. It's terrible, and I mean the hatred for furries and everything is always so fucking weird to me. But I mean it's there, and people will threaten and bully, and it's just that does worry me a lot.
Yeah, a lot of it seems, especially as with the stuff as of late, seems tied to like queerphobia and like transphobia and like a lot of the other shit that's being thrown around a lot these days, which is terrifying.
A lot of high energy bigotry.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
So,
But the ballerina, sorry, we did start.
Yeah, we did start
so
with
that
ballerina.
that was major event number 1, but major event number 2
What was the SWAT thing?
Yeah, well, that was the ballerina.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
my mistake.
No,
Yeah. So-
there were no 2 SWAT events.
There was
No,
one.
There was
There was
SWAT
one
event.
naked ballerina.
You would think that, report naked man on dance floor, you're just like expecting some It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia shit.
Yeah.
Or just kind of like swaying drunkenly, probably hitting your knees on the ground.
No. Oh God.
This is why it was the most convention of the
It was
year.
truly the most convention of the year.
Yeah.
And there were some interesting panel choices as well for the submissions of what did make the cut for the programming.
We're gonna talk about the one that was like ran by one guy and only he showed up.
No, what was that?
Unvaxxed first.
That was not a panel.
Oh, that wasn't a panel.
room party.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so on Bark, if y'all don't know what that is, it's a social media network type thing for furries. You can attend events, and part of like attending the event is you can say you're hosting a room party. So there was an event that was on Bark that was listed as being hosted by one guy who was just saying he was like a proudly unvaccinated fur who was like ghosting the con, and he was the only person who was in attendance. So I guess it was a room party of one, which, I mean, all right, go off, King, give us nothing. Like,
Yeah, we still got a little too close to COVID. Little
yeah,
too close.
that's true. It's still a thing. Like,
Uh-huh.
I understand we're all like going back to conventions, which is great. I mean, I love conventions, but it's also good to like take some reasonable precautions because COVID isn't gone, unfortunately.
Please take it seriously.
Yeah, we did unfortunately have a brush. So
A contact of a contact of a contact.
Yeah, and
so
that's exactly how it works.
Yeah.
and it's like it's upsetting that this is something that's going to be like I know that the state of of emergency in the U.S. is about to be lifted. I think in May,
Yeah, in May.
and it's just like I don't see how lifting the state of the emergency makes COVID go away. But okay.
It don't. And we're already seeing conventions in the U.S. who are like changing their policies on vaccination. Like when it comes to like, for example, FWA, they kind of changed their policy around what the requirements would be in light of that emergency being lifted. And I do sympathize with the conventions. Like, they're in a really tough place when it comes to this kind of shit.
Yes.
And especially in the United States, like, the boosters will no longer be free. The tests, the PCRs were never free. And so having those kinds of requirements was kind of onerous in light of the fact that the financial situation would change. But at the same time, I'm also like, there was a middle ground you could have picked.
Yes.
So anyways, that's just a way to say that like COVID is still a thing. It is still something that we're going to continue to grapple with. And I will say, by and large, people were very good about masking and stuff, and that was really good to see. I'm very glad for that. Because again, it's not over, and especially when you have 3,300 people from like all corners of North America and the world, like someone's gonna bring some con crud. So it's just something to be cognizant of moving forwards, I think, because it's gonna be a thing for a while, unfortunately, as much as we'd all like it to not be.
Just remember that con crud spreads so fucking easily. COVID is not different from any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Please also just anyway take it seriously. Like, I've had it before. It hurts. If for no other reason, it hurts to have it. Like, I tell this to everybody. It's the worst thing I've ever caught. It feels like a knife going down your fucking bloodstream all the way through. It really fucking hurts. Do not fucking get it. Do not let your fucking family get it. Just do the measurements. Please take it seriously. It's not that big of a deal. Just protect yourself.
Yeah. You don't want to catch a lot of other things. I don't see why this should be any different.
Yeah.
Yes, we are talking about these things, but overall, we did have a great time with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We all had a few different experiences because we always like branched out here and there and convened later on, which was great. I'll mention again, Steph mentioned Gabriel Moon. Got to talk to him a good bit. It was very nice to meet another guest from the podcast in person like that.
It was also really nice to see other people who were like patrons or just fans of the podcast. Like, it was really a treat to just be walking with you guys and have someone come up to Zil and be like, "Oh, hey, I listen to you," and all that. That was really
that was nice. It was very nice.
So, Bree,
Hi.
would you do this again?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Naked
I'm coming
Bellamy?
back with a fucking mask this year.
What kind of mask are you gonna do?
I'm gonna 3D print a mask.
Oh.
I've already been talking with Halitzer about just 3D printing nerd shit, you know. And
Halitzer's 3D printed mask was so cool.
yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was so cool.
So fucking cool.
And they unfortunately had an accident where like it split down the middle. But because it split down the middle, it was in the seam where it's like it was just the only thing that broke was the part that was glued together.
Oh, so it was a clean break.
Yeah, it was a very clean break, and that gave me like a really perfect idea of how to build a mask for next year. And I'm just like, fuck yeah, I'm inspired to do shit. And now I want to fucking get a whole look. Now I want to come back with more money because I want to go back to that fucking leather shop. You know, a lot of cute shit there that I think would go great for that kind of fit.
You can get more stuff for Slutty Blahage.
I could get way more stuff for my slutty
We
bahage.
love slutty bahage.
It's true.
Yes.
Bless you, slutty.
Pronounced Blohai.
I refuse to
Alright.
call it that.
Alright.
It's Blahage. It's
Did I
Blahage
say
in my heart.
Did I say blahage?
Yes, you did, because I said it first.
Everyone but me says Blohai.
I meant blowhigh. Do
It's
not
blahage.
erase that from
Blowhigh.
It's
erase that from my
blahage.
memory.
Okay,
It's
we will
blahage.
respect Blohai. That is
Okay.
that
Respect
is
Blohai.
slutty Blohai.
My
Can
slutty.
we do that?
Blahage.
Can this one?
Blohaj.
This is Blohai. Okay. This
That's
one
her.
is Blohai.
That's her formal name now. Blowhigh.
Okay.
For this one, then I will call her Slutty Blowhigh, but they're Blahage.
She is because she blows and she is high
Okay, that's true.
on
That's
the
true.
hierarchy. Okay.
That's true.
Shout out also to, really quick, there was a creator named Meadow who is one of the only people who I've ever seen make a badge that had he, they on it.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
That was really cool. Shout out to
Yeah.
Meadow. That was dope as hell.
Yeah.
Um,
There were so many dope dealers at
There
the fucking
were.
den. Oh my god.
Itty Bitty Things was also really, really great. There's
Yeah.
just so much. Also, to everyone who bought not Magpie Bones, Jesus, who bought
Worms and Bones.
Bones' table, I'm happy for you, but also fuck you because I wanted to see what was on that table.
We
Their
came in
table-
and it was half empty.
Their table almost cleared out by the time regular attendees got to go into the dealer's den.
Literally,
Yeah.
we walked up and I saw somebody buying the last sloth bear. I know there was a Mothman.
There were several. There were two
There was
Mothman
a
at
really
least.
cool
Yeah,
Kelpie.
Yeah,
There was
I
a Kelpie.
didn't get
I
to
saw
see
the I saw who bought the Kelpie.
I hope they have a lovely
They
time.
walked by Biddy Things' table when I was talking to him.
Incredible.
By the way, please check out Biddy Things. Her Twitter is way too small. You know, like
Deserves way more followers.
like
Oh, hell yeah.
like holy shit. Like I remember when Jack showed me Biddy Things' account in the first place. I'm like, oh my god, the sculpts that she makes are adorable.
Yeah.
You know, they are tiny, they're adorable, and she accepts commissions, and also she happens to be an incredible illustrator. Holy fucking shit, she is good.
Oh yeah, give that bitch 2 out of 2 pigeons.
I'm gonna.
2 out of 2 pigeons. Is that your rating system stuff?
Yeah, because I got a 2 pigeon couple sculpt from her, and they were very, very, very cute.
Got myself a nice poison dart frog from her too. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say since Bree mentioned the leather shop, without actually saying just
Okay, but before that, I just
Yeah,
want
please,
to
please.
just want to shout out Biddy Things' account because their Twitter is I am Biddy Things. So it's at I am Biddy Things, BITTY things. Please look, because I'm going to get myself a commission sometime, and I just need to plan it out so that there aren't a lot of guessing games.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So Northbound Leather in Toronto is something that's existed for several dozen years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they make everything in shop, but they have really cool pet play stuff. If anyone's looking for like a harness or really nice chains or leashes, or they have like custom made pup hoods and stuff. That's where you can get those.
Many TF triggers.
There's so many TF
Oh,
triggers. They have like little the
bazillion.
paw shaped like mitts that you can like lock onto people. Just
Oh.
fun pet play stuff for transformation purposes.
Yeah, it helps you be the creature you want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Be all the monster you can be.
Oh man, yeah, it's just so many cool makers. Shout out to Northern Kaiju for furnishing me with a partial. We do love that.
Oh, yeah.
So got a partial.
I did get a partial, which is very exciting. I've never had a fursuit before ever, so y'all might have seen me happily prancing around. I did not have my Zil name tag on, so that was a little Easter egg for folks. But it was very fun. I ran into a few people.
Yeah.
Not that we're familiar with not being recognized in fursuit, having done 12 costume changes in 3 days.
Oh, absolutely not. Who would ever perish the thought?
Listen, behind the scenes, TF is several large amounts of bins to hold TF triggers and potions. So,
Yeah.
just if you haven't gone to a con before and you're thinking of bringing stuff, bring like 10 other people to help you because you're gonna need it.
Not only that, you get to split the hotel costs.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you can unless you live within walking distance and are dumb enough to walk around at 2 a.m. like me.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Really?
So it was a great time. And
Again, I know we've shared some things that we weren't so keen about these things, but overall we did have a good time, I think. And one of the nicest things was, again, this is the draw of all furry conventions. You get to spend time with your friends, and it's inhabiting this space that is online, but now it's real. And I think there's something very magical about that. And we do appreciate the organizers of Furnal for putting that together and giving everyone who came to Toronto the opportunity to share in a little bit of that magic. So it's not easy to run a con. I would not fucking do it. So
Yeah, I'm glad to be able to piggyback off of the efforts of other people in this one. Thanks, dude.
Don't worry. Despite the shit I talked, I'll be back. I just have
absolutely.
faith that you'll do it better next time.
Next year, let's make it even more TFE, yo.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, we always got to have feedback, and we always accept feedback ourselves too. So if we're full of shit, fucking call us out, okay? I will listen to you on Twitter.com or in our Patreon if you subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/TFTuesdayPod.
Yeah, that way you can hit us up anytime. Zil will be wonderful, and I may not be.
Next year we have the pool toy theme, though. Pool toy friendly theme.
That's true. Oh my gosh,
That's
what's the theme? What's it called again? The theme's
Water something.
Oh, it's
So
it's like
beautiful.
underwater or something. Or
It's
whatever.
water something, so all the pool toys can buy.
Yeah.
There were so many pool toys at this convention. Sorry, I'm going to need to go on a pool toy
Please,
tangent
please.
now. There was so much pool toy stuff and pool toy adjacent stuff. It made me so fucking happy. In the pool for the hotel, there were multiple pool toys on display. There was also a pool toy panel, and K-Libra was very thoughtful and generous in gifting me a pool toy shirt, which actually matches the tail of my partial, which is incredible. So all in all, 11 out of 10 for the pool toys. We were all thriving. I definitely turned some people into pool toys, and they're probably going back home now in someone's luggage, and I love that for them. So
we
do
love
love
that
that
for
for
you.
them.
we do love that. So
They do have to be fully reinflated to change back.
that's true, and I hope they assume that form as quickly or as slowly as they so wish. So 'cause we do love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And God, there was so much drinking. There was so
Yes.
much
Maybe
drinking.
at the hotel bar.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Alanis Morissette karaoke that I did impromptu at 2 a.m. I thought I was a fucking banger.
Oh, that was legendary.
Oh, yeah.
Truly.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Jagged Little Pill Bitches, iconic album.
I
Just-
Yes.
got to participate in what's going on. That was good. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
a good bar.
that was a
What
very
was it called again?
Firkin on Harbor.
Shout out to Firkin on Harbor.
Absolute banger.
With a fucking really cool server and
Oh, yeah.
just it was great because we caught it at the tail end of the night, which was really fucking late. But
Yeah.
despite it's a pretty large pub,
Yeah.
but the amount of people there made it feel real cozy.
Oh yeah. Because
And
it was a Sunday night, and it was also we showed up at 12:15, and we stayed until last call at 2. So it was
Yeah.
nice.
So if you hear stories from Gabriel, that's why.
It was truly iconic, I must say.
hmm
Yeah.
And we got
And sorry, just to build on that in the vein of like businesses around the convention, shout out to the roadie place across the street.
My roadie place.
My roadie place, fucking banger, and the Greek food place.
Alexandros.
Yeah, fucking
like,
amazing.
Dude, saving Congos everywhere from like.
Literally.
Yeah, like unbelievable. The food's also banging as hell.
Yeah, this is true. And there was a Tim Hortons across the street for all the curious Americans, but
Don't be that curious. Do something nice.
Save yourself. That shit tastes like throw up.
It's a good experience, but then you don't need to do it again. That's what I would
Just
say.
get a maple dip donut, then you can say that you've tried something Canadian.
Yeah,
exactly.
From an American company,
Yeah.
but close enough.
Yeah.
Don't drink the fucking coffee because if there's any Canadians that want to fight me on this,
No, I'm a Canadian. I will tell you that coffee is ass. It's ass water from ass land.
I would rather drink Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, it's fucking swamp water.
Yeah.
Pez, did you get to have anything from Tim Hortons yet?
I will never have anything from Tim Hortons.
Oh, you just don't want to?
I will be abstinent from Tim Hortons for my entire life. I will never know what it is. I will die not knowing what it tastes like, and I'm okay with that.
Why did you come to that decision? I have to ask.
Because I'm incurious.
Incurious.
I am very incurious about it.
Interesting. So are you the antithesis to a curious fox who is also in attendance at the con?
That is true. I am not a curious fox. I am neither curious nor a fox.
Yeah.
Fair.
If you noticed on my Twitter, I turned him into a Jolteon. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
That was so fucking good.
And you gave me an improvement on my partial, which was a much more fitting change that I did appreciate. It was very fun.
I just like monsters. Cute is fine.
Yeah.
I think that's cuter.
That's fair.
Also more attractive.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was nice even just to spend time in the zoo and like chat with folks and also just like watch other people sketch. And I know that y'all had a good time doing some sketches and such. It was very cool.
Yeah.
I would love to have like an art jam at one of these. That would be amazing.
That gets done at like...
At MFF, there's a TF Art Jam at MFF.
Oh,
I didn't get to go to the one that happened in December because it was at 10:30 on a Sunday and I was not conscious. But I know that people went and had a really great time, and they
How was
actually
that
do those like every
organized?
Sunday.
Maybe I could just do one.
Well, they do it every Sunday, like that specific group of people.
Shiro used to host one at FE every year.
Oh, did
Yes,
he?
Yes, before you started going to FE.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
I didn't know
stopped.
that.
Yeah, I just,
Yeah.
As the one who's been going to FE longest of this entire group.
Yes,
I'm familiar with it.
Cataena is literally like the Furnal historian.
This
Yeah.
is true.
The 2014 is not very far ago, but
It's 9 years ago.
it's only 9 years that I've been going
Almost
to
a
Furnal
decade.
Equinox. Yeah.
It's almost a decade.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god.
fucking nuts.
We're
But-
old. Take a shot.
I graduated high school in
There
2014.
used to be fencing
Oh,
panels.
Die.
There was a fencing panel. There was a balloon animal making panel. There was the TF jam that we also
The
we used to
banana
have.
panel.
The banana panel. We need to
Please bring back the banana panel.
pour one out for the banana
Yeah.
panel.
Furnal,
That is
if
the
ignore
best.
everything else I've said on this and just bring back the banana panel, please.
Yes.
I'm begging you.
So much slack will be given if you let that come back.
That was the biggest disappointment of the entire convention. That there was no banana panel.
Yeah.
And besides, the last banana panel that we had was supposed to feature Banana Man, and the AV did not play it.
Yeah.
And I
so
was
we
watching the
banana.
silent music video, and I was so sad.
Should you actually maybe give an overview as to what the banana panel is? Because I don't think people understand.
Oh, I
it.
could. So this is a local, it's a local thing,
Yeah.
hosted by our friend Firo. He is the banana man, and he buys 69 bananas at 69 cents a pound,
Mhm.
and we share bananas.
Very
And
nice.
yes, he gives you banana tips and facts about bananas. Yep, and the ways to eat the banana, ways to peel the banana,
Incredible.
and then we give demonstrations at every table. There's
Yes.
a group of bananas that we can work on together. That's
Well,
mostly the panel.
That's
true.
good because I'm always so confused when I eat bananas.
Yeah, well, people think that you're supposed to peel them from the top, but really you pinch the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different.
We need tips and tricks.
It's
If
I
it's
still
a tips and
snap the
tricks
top
panel.
off like a savage.
Because
how
you
I
are
do
a
it.
sauvage.
But then we get to banana music. We get
Yes.
banana history. So it's a very enlightening panel
Yeah.
about bananas.
You get to hear about where the origins of the term Banana Republic came from and
Yeah.
its roots in colonialism. Very
And
informative.
it's so informative. So we need that panel back.
We do need it
Yeah,
back.
and plus he said if they bring the banana panel back, he will buy the banana costume. and
Oh
wear
my
it to the
God.
panel. Yeah,
Please.
so we need this.
I want to see Furo in a banana costume so bad.
We need this.
We do need this.
I'm gonna start writing fucking letters like an old,
Yeah.
old angry white
Right,
lady.
yeah, letters to my local MP, like, where's my banana panel?
And then one more thing for the history of the banana panel. The first banana panel, I think they put us in the same room that you were in this year.
Okay.
Oh my
You know, the tiny TF
Yeah,
panel
yeah.
room? Yeah, so they put us in there, and the demand was so huge that everyone was in the hallway just shouting, banana, banana. And none of us couldn't fit in the room, and it was delightful.
That's incredible.
So we ended up that every time they host something in that room, it's the most popular thing that just spills out into the hallway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God.
But the second banana panel was still very popular.
Yes. It was a bigger room, thankfully.
Consistently popular, so
Yeah.
it was definitely less cramped.
That
but
is
it
one
was-
of the
it was very
most
nice.
popular panels at the convention.
Yep.
We miss it.
Yep.
We do
Phiro,
every day.
Phiro.
Yes.
Give
Absolute
the banana
Chad.
panel back.
Absolute Chad. Just
Giga
hats
Chad
off.
energy.
Giga Chad energy. We
Give
miss
this
it.
man his panel back.
Give this man his banana costume.
And can you please give us a bigger room for the TF fucking meet and greet?
Yes, please.
Because I literally
We are
became.
begging.
I was baked. Okay.
We were in silicone masks, and those could not bear the heat of
They
that
could
room.
not.
Yeah.
I was in the full coyote suit, and that was kind of a misplay. Not gonna lie, I was dying.
Yes, Zil was in almost head to toe fur.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
We had who was it in the beak? Deez Foley
Yeah,
was
Diz.
in
Yeah, poor Diz. Oh my gosh, Diz looked amazing, and I
Yes.
was like, "How are you surviving right now?" Because I'm not surviving.
Diz was in prosthetics and also probably was way too warm. We saw them in
Yeah.
the hallway.
Yeah, Diz was amazing
Didn't notice this year.
That's because they were in the
no.
hallway with us, being
Yeah.
cool and not
because
dying in
it
the
was
room.
we were dying
Yeah.
in there.
There was a very cool person with the legs, with the fawn legs.
Yes.
There's some nice
Oh my gosh,
TF
yes.
costumes at the
Oh,
TF
I
meet.
literally-
I
found
saw
it.
that one around.
Yeah, it was so funny because Cataena just genuinely pegged that person from the minute we walked through the
Hey,
common
TF
freaking
person.
hallway. You were like that deer, and then that deer showed
Showed
up
up
in
to
the
the
TF
panel.
panel.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Katena's TF sense is like
Impeccable.
TF dart impeccable,
TF
like
radar.
11 out of 10.
I've done it in VR several times, so I
Oh, yeah.
apparently just I gravitate towards the TF
Yeah,
people.
you're just like you, and
This
they're like,
is-
"How did you know?" And you're like,
Mhm. This is why Cataena is one of the founding members of the TF Illuminati.
"It's true, it's true, it's true."
If not the founding member. But, I mean, I'm not supposed to say that, maybe? Please don't turn me into, like, a cockroach or
Oh,
something.
hey, don't worry about it. I mean, like the fake Illuminati, it's an open secret. There's nothing they can do about us. You can know anything you want. You can't do shit. We're not a thing to deal with or problem solve. We are a fact.
We also have these hands that can turn people into things if they.
We also have these hands that you can catch.
Ooh. And yes, catch them or else.
Right in the flesh.
Right in the flesh. I'm happy to have everybody here. 1 year from now, we're going to see where we are. Been seeing the podcast grow steadily. It's been good to see new people. And we are going to do our best to bring that to even more people. I also hope to snag a few more people, actually,
Mm-hmm.
that aren't, like, really familiar with the space.
Yeah.
I would really like that. And I really do hope that we get to do, at least I do. I know Zil got to do, he got to do the fucking cool panel at, which was it? Was it MFF?
MFF, yeah, we did the live podcast there with Toledo.
Yeah, and I want to have my shot at doing that too.
Mhm.
Shout out to Toledo for being a dope guest.
He's amazing. 10 out of 10.
And, yeah.
And we might be able to do this at FWA. FWA, if you're listening, please approve my TF Tuesday Podcast live panel. I will be forever in your debt. Please, please, please.
Mm.
That would be awesome.
But make it a payable debt, please. We can't.
Also, like Zil was saying, K-Libra was saying, thank you to viewers like you who have helped this podcast grow and change. the tongue-in-cheek jokes never
Listen,
stop.
the puns are great.
I like tongue and teeth.
Oh my god. I don't have a comeback for that.
No one does.
Gets up, walks away.
You won't get your comeback for that.
Oh my lord, girl.
Girl,
It is late.
the chaos child has emerged again.
Much like
Yes.
much like a tube of toothpaste, you don't put it back in.
Oh my god.
Y'all.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
Alright, so
So final thoughts actually on Furnal. Do we have any final summaries on the vibes? Actually, let's make it a challenge. Summarize your closing thoughts in 2 sentences. You go first, Steph, because you're next to me.
okay.
2-cent summary. I met a lot of really amazing people, and it was fucking magical. 10/10 would do again. 2 out of 2 pigeons.
Okay, Cataena.
I got to transform several dozen people. I got to transform myself. I'm pleased.
Excellent. K-Libra.
I can't wait for the next one to see what else could happen and what else we can do. I'm actually looking forward to it now.
Amazing. That's
Y'all fucking inspire me, and I fucking wear my makeup like a harlot because I am trying more to be like flamboyant, and now I'm having an opportunity to become more flamboyant. So we will fucking do that. You'll see me next year, and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's me.
that was definitely more than 2 sentences, but I respect that. And
Yeah.
That's a run-on sentence.
What's
Okay,
some,
fair
That's a
enough.
run-on sentence.
That's-
There was no periods to be found.
None, absolutely.
No.
so just in one sentence that was done pro shit.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You can
That's,
think
that's
about it that
what
way.
professional
One
public
sentence.
intellectuals can
Exactly.
do.
It's true.
Very-
Why need 2 when you could do it in 1?
Furry convention thought speed run any percentage.
Exactly.
TF good.
TF good. TF good.
TF
I
good.
guess if I had to summarize it for me in 2 sentences, it would be: we had great TF content at this convention, like always, and I hope there will be more next year. Also, Pool Toy Jesus had a great fucking time. So
He was thriving.
thriving.
All right.
I was Themington all over the place. So
Yep. Unbound.
unbound.
All right. So, please shout out your socials. Cataena, please.
Just at Cataena everywhere. Cataena.
You can find me on Fur Affinity at TigerTwins. I do have a Twitter and DA that have been abandoned, so just please hit me up on Fur Affinity. Thank you.
That is.
You can find me on Twitter at PessimistVivo. That's it's pessimist with Vivo. And yes, I do make music, but
This is true.
my Fur Affinity is pessimist with 1 S because I am a chaos child.
This is true.
Yeah.
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 Remember, spell Vivo VEVO. Okay.
Yes.
All caps.
All caps.
Do that shit. All right. It has been fucking awesome. It is the day after the convention.
It's actually Tuesday now.
I don't.
It is TF Tuesday as we
It
are
is
recording
TF
this.
Tuesday, my dudes.
Happy
Yeah,
birthday to me.
Happy
And
birthday to
happy birthday.
Pez!
She has
Yeah.
leveled up,
She has leveled up.
Yay.
and with it, you'll get a few perks that you can apply to yourself, and nice,
Yeah.
more good changes too.
Yeah, balance your stat block appropriately, my child.
Or put it all into one. Be a glass cannon.
Glass cannon hood. Jeez.
Min-maxing.
They can't hurt you. if you
Min-maxing
kill
is the
them
way to
first.
go. No,
I have the
min-maxing
wiki
is
up
the way
there.
to go.
Dext on dext on dext on
Dext
dext.
on dext. So I can dodge all these hoes.
I am a great scythe user.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell we recorded this at 1 a.m.?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been wonderful. Please check out our Patreon, Patreon/TFTuesday Pod. Same thing for the Twitter. Check us out on YouTube with the same name. Again, consistent naming all across the board.
We do
Should-
love that.
Should not be very hard to find us.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate comments, questions, anything like that. So if you don't feel like paying into it, we love the participation. Yeah. And with the final thoughts and everything, we'll get back to something more regulated. But I hope you all enjoyed. And we got some more ideas coming real soon. Shit's gonna be interesting because our TF Con has just begun.
It's true. And that will bring with it a multitude of experiences and good times.
Yeah.
So
FE is over. TF Con has just begun. And if you got questions about that, sure, we'll tell you about it.
But in the meantime, I hope you all have a great week. I hope you stay hydrated and get some good rest and keep an open mind and stay TFE.
Yep. Stay safe out there. And we will see you next Tuesday.